as game 2 between Targon and Bandle City is set to go.
And draft has started.
So Targon's sticking with the Vigar ban, but already they haven't banned Scion.
Scion, yep.
So that could be an iteration that we see.
Ooh, hovering the Malphite ban.
And do we think that Bandle City will just stick with their recipe, the Shen, Ezreal, and then what was the last one? Volibear? Do we think they'll just stick with those 3?
I think so, right? I think the Scion might be kind of one of those not banning it so we can try to get Matt. Like maybe they want Matt to pick it, so it's one of those like, come on, pick it. We have an answer for it. And we see the set ban. Chapel said, "Not again." Please, God, no.
Yeah, and so it feels very much like they're leaving. This is kind of Targon is baiting Bandle City into it, right? They're saying, "Go ahead, pick the Scion." You know, still no Misfortune ban. Very interesting here, and maybe the iteration is that they pick Misfortune here on blue 1, but Lux instead hovered, and it could. And again, we talked about this. The Lux for Targon, they might get pigeonholed into it. We know that this is going to go mid. It's not going to go anywhere else, and so Bandle City really, Sorelli specifically, who just popped off in game 1. Gets his pick of what he's going to play mid here. And they're up in the series. They've got to be feeling good about how the iteration is going. They get Misfortune again for Miso. So, very happy here for Miso. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he wants to pick into the Lux. I like the Misfortune pick, right? The Miso, like, that's his champ. Targon just isn't worried about it, right?
And says yeah, looking good. So I will say they banned out Rel. Targon banned out Rel against Bandle City last game, and Rel is up here, so that is something that they could look to do. Zeri locked in, and this has been one of
Zeri Zillion, okay, stealing away the support pick from last time.
If the Lux Zillion is what becomes the contested picks here.
I like it the right. Like I think it's gonna give Crispy that ability to kind of play maybe a little more aggressive, a little more like in your face, not have to worry as much about dying.
Elise
locked in.
That's got to be a support Elise. This is a pick that was really popular about 4 months ago.
It said Masters don't care, bro.
It's really fallen off. Elise into Zillion. I do feel like Elise is gonna have a field day into Zillion. Should be able to just repel anytime a double bomb comes in near. But I worry that the squishiness, with Zillion and Lux, that's a lot of CC for this spider to dodge.
I think we have a Cannon ban, so I don't know how well Cannon. I guess with the Zillion works pretty well, but you're definitely gonna need something a little tankier unless you're just going something super tanky in the jungle. But you have pretty squishy, right? You do have Zillion.
Pretty ballsy of set to not pick Scion here, right? Like potentially just Scion bans come in now.
Matt said don't need it, bro. He said it's a wrap already.
Kennen and Cho'Gath. So this is 4 top lane bans, and we might see another top lane ban here. That would be 8 out of 10 top lane bans if the Scion comes across or something, or maybe even the Darius. Ooh, and it's Xerath. Yep, and I do think that Xerath is a little bit of an artillery mage angle for Bandle City.
I would like to see the mid pick and leave that last pick for Matt counter pick.
Yeah, they know it's going into Lux again. They could just pick Ahri, or they could go Orianna. Orianna's pretty good here with the Sejuani Misfortune.
Agreed. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what he goes with here.
It is going to be the Ahri, yeah, and Ahri makes a lot of sense. Again, we talked about the matchup, and it's not a salty run back, but it is just the straight up counter matchup here as they play it into each other. Poppy hovered, and this could be a jungle or a top, so we don't really know. Targon are taking their time with this pick. Targon, a little bit of pressure coming out of Targon now. I do feel like Targon should be able to hold steady, right? You can see they've clearly gone away from the Shyvana draft. They've grabbed the Lux. They feel more confident. A big switch up in the way that they want to play. Bandle City still has some of their core components of their win from game one. And Skarner hovered. Will we see it? It is picked up, and we talked about it. It had to be the perfect setup. I do think that Lux, Zeri, they want a steady front line here. Skarner is Aztecs. Probably that's the champion that I think of when I think of Skarner. I think of Aztec. They're one and the same. And Garen selected for the Buckaroos as the counter into Poppy. Spicy picks here. Opinion.
The Zillion Lux takeaway, dude. It's gonna be you can get Zillion Lux every game.
Well, now one thing you need to pay attention to every time there's a Lux is to make sure the itemization is correct. But he does successfully avoid purchasing the support item, and so we won't have any itemization mishaps. Will there be a level 1 this time? A couple of pings going down. It looks like heavy focus on bot side from both of these teams. But what we need to talk, honestly, it's about the support matchup. Elise, Zillion support. This is pretty spicy from both of these supports. Oh, wait, I have... Sorry, I've got something.
Oh, we got a little bit of invade with Jimsy Dan.
Oh,
kind of bad spot here. Oh,
yeah,
damn.
that's a forced flash out here. And they will continue to try and find more damage down. He goes spider form, but there's a flash forward, and one more will find it. The repel, he gets away somehow, but it is first blood secured, and Targon already turning things around. That is what you love to see if you're a Targon Titan. Get this. Boom. There we go. Alright, so honestly, it went on to Crispy too. Crispy is pretty big here. That's huge. So, alright, so Relius is going to be looking to play the other side of the matchup. He won the Lux side of the Lux Ahri. Will he be able to win the Ahri side? We'll have to stay tuned, but already an assist going over to Lux. Chaffles with a new matchup here. The Garen format. This is the first Garen that we've seen this year. We've seen a lot of Garen in the LCC, but we haven't seen it this season. Dan and Miso pretty separated here. Not exactly following parallel line theory. And barrier is going to be popped from Miso on just a Zillion bomb. So hey,
choice.
Get the cooldown going. Get it back.
Hey, that's why you got it to use it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I'd rather see him use it and actually avoid some damage than just hold on to it. So, Summoner Spell used there. Oreganon happy to get that advantage. And a Binding from Minty is going to find the follow-up charm will land. And Sorelius and Minty are trading well onto each other. A shield out from Minty as both are very low at this point. Sorelius with the Q in onto the minions. Does not land onto Minty. So, Minty should have some abilities up, but both of these mids are bleeding heavily, and we see the junglers are actually on the same path that they took last time as the Binding will land, but there's no follow-up auto. Minty, not enough confidence to actually walk up. Alright. Matt, Chaffle's just 1 inch too forward. Gets a turret shot. And Gemzy is topside, does have the early ward down, but Gemzy will begin to walk in. The Arctic Assault in onto Chaffles, trying to alleviate some of this topside pressure. Chaffles with a nice pin down in onto Gemzy though, and this might be the return, and it's a solo bolo as the gank topside does not materialize, and Bandle City is punished. Dan here, the flash charm, follow-up cocoon, it's a kill, but it goes over to the support as topside.
So we
missed the flash ignite. So Chaffles, okay, really happy with the way things are going topside for Chaffles. Able to get a lot of pressure out topside, very different from last game. Sorelius unfortunately not getting the kill, but Minty does die there, and flashes down. So Dan with an early roam, but making it count here.
And Chaffles has got to be feeling good that he's not in the situation he was last game. Already things are looking up.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Garen Poppy matchup, but I think it's fascinating that with Poppy as the known matchup, to pick Garen is
Yeah, agreed. I don't know what and if anyone in the chat can tell us, I don't know what the thought process is. Maybe it's just like a post 6, Garen just stands on top of you and does a bunch of damage.
Yeah, or maybe it's for specifically like for the team composition. They wanted some, that style of damage. And I will say with Garen, Ari, and Misfortune, they do have a lot of early to mid game damage. So maybe that's kind of what the angle is. But a nice slow here
But
from
this
Chaffles.
Poppy damage is insane.
Yeah, look at him. He's just walking it out. So much damage coming through.
And I'm wondering, how much of this matchup Matt knows, or if this is just a shot in the dark with the.
Yeah, things already looking better here for Targon in game number 2. But Bandle City does have the game advantage here. Chaffle's looking to try and press this advantage even further. So first Dragon is up, and I think that we could see the Buckaroos look to Dragon. We saw them do it a lot last game. But it still is early on, only 6 minutes into this game, so we might not. Dan here with a little angle, though. And Cocoon is going to just miss as Minty is able to evade it successfully. Massive counter damage as Minty is already level 6. And Dan, about 80% of his health, eviscerated by that light binding and the final spark. But he will just slink away on his 8 legs. Okay, Matt going for a bush play here, but Chaffles has the level advantage and just gets his passive shield. Happy to just walk away. Dan, only level 4 here, and this is one of the issues with Elise. Elise is very strong in the early game, but, when it's not jungle, it's not getting enough gold or levels. Gemsy is in on the side, go for the steal, but it's secured by Aztec. The charm will connect as the repel comes up. The ultimate down, landing as the impale only lands on a 1. That's already 1 dead, though, as Crispy and Oreganon trying to find what they can do. The bullet time across as Oreganon, one more shot will kill him, but it doesn't land. The double bind landing across. Finally, Oreganon does drop, but it's Gemsy down as well, as Miso and Sorelius are looking to continue the fight. Dan calls for out. He will take the ward, and so it's a 2-for-1. But Aztec with a nice smite in the 50-50 battle secures the objective.
Yeah. Good job getting the dragon, and you get a kill as well. But if you're Bandle City, it's not terrible, right? Like you went for the dragon steal, you didn't get it, but you ended up getting 2 kills. Better than getting nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're up to 2 kills here on Crispy, and I again, it feels like they kind of want to go a little bit more scaly. Definitely less than in game 1. They're happy to take these mid-game fights now, and so already we saw that impale, but a really nice repel from Dan. Dan is kind of showing up here in this series, which is nice to see. Oregon is looking for the play. They just missed the stun, but the ultimate is going to come out. The double bomb stun lands, and they do get a nice bit of damage, but unable to actually take down Matt, and so ultimate used here. But a nice find here as Dan is forced to instantly flash out. Does not greed, does not waste time. Flash burned there as an Aztec plays around the vision. And straight onto the Void Grubs. I think Targon should have this advantage. Gemsy is roaming in. It looks like Crispy and Misa will not be here. Minty is late to it. Teleport in from Chaffles above. So we could see a pinch coming in. Chaffles is coming in. Finds Stan and Matt. The flash in. Lands the stand. There's no double teleport. So Dan is deleted. And Sorelli is trying to find what damage he can. But Bandle City is routed there on the run. Nice plays here from Targon. Really nice teleporting from Chaffles. And the way that Targon was able to actually pinch and collapse all of them. Yeah, great to find that pick onto Dan and force Gemsy out too. Gemsy almost dropping.
Agreed. That this Poppy pick is showing up so far, right? He's causing a lot of havoc. He's he got a little bit of a lead on Matt. Not much, but he did get the kill on Gemsy when he tried to gank. So yeah, this is, and they're getting objectives, right? They're they already have the first dragon. They got the first set of grubs.
Yeah, so interesting decision here as they send Chaffles mid and Aztec top to cover the lane. So the jungler is on vision here. They do know where Aztec is, but they kind of use this additional pressure advantage, but they don't even get a single plate here. And so I'm not sure that was ideal for Targon, but they're much happier to group early. I will say Bandle City fighting back well, though. Only a 200 gold lead for Targon. They do have 2 Void Grubs to the 1, and they do have the Dragon. Um, but certainly anybody's game here. Gold lead is kept very tight. Minty performing much better on the Lux side of this matchup than on the Ahri side.
Yeah, and Dave's been sitting here for a hot minute here mid, waiting on this pick. But I guess that's fine because both supports haven't really been in lane, so.
Yeah, Cerelius trying to bait something, and Oreganon is kind of here. He's willing to play this game. He doesn't know where Dan is, hasn't actually spotted out in a long time, and so kind of willing to play this game. You see Minty is hovering towards the top side. This could be the time for Dan to actually strike, as Oreganon does show bot. So Dan is very committed here, and it is an engaged mid as the Cocoon comes across, the flash down, and Minty will flash out, but it's not going to be enough. It's another kill, but it goes over to the support again. I will say, not the worst character to get some gold here. If Elise can get snowballing, you can do quite a bit of damage.
And Cerelius already has 2 kills, right? So he's not like dying for some gold. He's got a little bit of gold in his pocket. Obviously you want it to go on mid laner, right? You want to put the gold in Cerelius' hands, but
Aztec is here though. Dan will be caught out with the impale, the exhaust going down. He will just kind of try and dodge it out, but Crispy is able to deal the damage at the end of it. So, he came down out of that repel, tried to do what he could, but yeah, the bullet time
not quite at this point yet where Elise can pump out the damage. But
I mean, that might be... Here, let me get objective timers up. That might be Dragon going over to Targon. Targon should be feeling pretty confident and able to walk in here. I don't think that's Cerelius or Gemsy. Yeah, I mean, Gemsy's here alone. It doesn't feel like it would be worth to see him dive in. That is Dragon going over.
Let him have it, and that's 2, right? So we're going to get...
It's a flash in from Matt. That's Ignite going down. He has ultimate, but he isn't able to get the ulti across as the Demacian Justice does not come through. That's in the other series. Yeah, the Bandle City unable to find that kill. Cerelius looking for these plays.
Matt, despite not getting the kill, should get a plate here. Yeah, it does get a plate.
I mean, Targon's going to be really happy, though. This is exactly what they would want in the bounce back game. They've got 2 dragons. They got the advantage on the Void Grub. We've got Herald coming up in a matter of minutes as well. So things topside are totally different. Aztec is much stronger. Matt is no flash. They know that he doesn't have flash. They're able to land a bomb onto him. The stun here with the Poppy, and they do punish the overextension. And Matt will fall. And that's another fight for Targon.
That's just him staying too long, right? I think you get the tower plate, you clear the wave, and then you just back. You take the win there, and instead he waited around too long and he got caught.
Cocoon here from Dan. I'm not sure that they actually want this fight, though, because Aztec can just roam up. And he's making this 47% win rate jungle look pretty good.
Yeah, not a... yeah. Again, this corner is his pick, right? I want to say the least damage was not terrible there onto the Zillion. So, a little extra... another kill for Dan, and maybe... the old Jags hockey method,
Oh, and there's the light binding into a lot of follow-up damage. The final spark will land. He has to Spirit Rush out. He might be able to find something, and he gets Chrono Shift out. So it ends up being 1 ultimate for 2. And, yeah, nice little return damage coming out of Cerelius as he's on the back foot. So good play to get away.
Minty went with the Malignance this game, and a little shocked, after seeing, I think Lux's cooldowns are already short enough, and I think you just benefit from the extra damage of
Ludens into Rabadon.
Yeah,
I believe that
yeah.
was the Cerelius build. So Impale here onto Matt, and they're gonna find so much follow-up CC, but he is under tower. He's not taking the tower damage, but eventually he just submits. He can't deal with it, and a really
That
nice
CC chain
gank.
is so obnoxious.
Chappels is 3-0-2 on the Poppy, a complete turnaround from game one. He is absolutely dominating this top lane now, and despite the fact that Matt had the counter pick, he could have picked any champion in the rostrum of League of Legends, about 170 to select from, and instead he went with Garen. He's 0-2-0 on the pick. All right, let's see what the call is. It is Rift Herald is up. I'm not sure if Bandle City is going to want to take this fight. They're down about 800. Chapels with a nice find here, 4 levels up onto Dan, and just the standard single rotation from Poppy is able to deal about 60% of Dan's health bar. And that is the big issue when you pick such a squishy support like Elise. Gemsy is into the pit. They could contest here. It might be a 50-50 as they find the route onto him. Another charm onto Minty. Gemsy is now in, but the Chrono Shift is down. A nice stun here. Down onto Gemsy. The Rift Herald is secured. Cerelius flashes in, is able to find the kill, so Minty will go down. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but the objective is over to Targon. Now the call is out because Crispy is not roaming. Dan is here. The Cocoon just missing Chaffles is the nice flash out. Miso with a flash forward, and this will be the death of a Reganon as Miso collects his first kill of the game. 8-6 and about an 800 gold lead for Targon as they select the objective, as they collect the objective here. Cerelius may be looking, but a nice stun is landing here, and a massive amount of damage comes out in a burst as Crispy picks up his fourth 4-0-0 on the Zeri.
And he's showing off this game. He got a little suppressed last game, didn't really get a chance to have any fun. Same with Chaffles, and their mental is plenty intact because they're both balling this game.
All right, so it is looking Targon feeling a lot more comfortable. It's still a very close gold game, only 400 gold, but Targon has almost every single neutral objective. You got to count that one Void Grub for the side of Bandle City. Dragon is about to come up. This will be third Dragon, and you got to say the Targon Titans are happy to take this fight. Chaffles' topside does not have teleport, and but he is going to begin roaming over right now. So Dragon has just spawned. Both of these teams are well aware, but they've got very defensive lines in terms of vision here. So neither one of them very, very aggressive with their vision. Chaffles here on a ward. Matt is going to go for this play. Chaffles a little bit separated here, but he's fairly tanky at this point, and they're happy to just try and turn this. Look at all this return damage, and Gemsy will drop almost instantly. Reganon going for the double stun, only lands one onto Matt, but the knockup coming through, and Miso will drop. That's already 2 down for Bandle City as Targon Titans push through, and this is going to be a team fight win and an objective secured as their third Dragon will be taken for the Titans.
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of miscommunication there. Like Dan and Cerelius clearly have a different play, sitting in the bottom bush they're looking for.
Yeah,
the charm
look
to
at
the
this.
Minty.
Yeah, so Cerelius doing what he can here, finds a charm at the end of it, but honestly, that's the type of thing you just have to find that before the team fight starts, and the fact that they found it too late is not going to be enough as they use so much to go through. The Ignite comes down onto Crispy, but the barrier will get him out. Aztec, Chaffles, and Reganon are going to fight 3 versus 4 here. The Impale down onto 2. Chaffles has a lot of stats here. Crispy cannot show up. Minty is still dead, so this is fine for Bandle City, but the call is out, and Bandle City disengages. Targon's happy to walk away from that in a 3v5.
Yeah, Matt went in everything with the Garen trying to kill Crispy. Couldn't quite get him through the barrier. But I don't hate going for it, right? Like he's there. You think you can kill him, you might as well go for it. You get the summoner spell.
Chaffles and Crispy on a masterclass this game, to be honest. This is 4-0-5 on the Poppy, 5-0-0 on the Zeri. We saw him play Zeri throughout the regular season, And, you know, he played Jinx last game. We hadn't seen it in the regular season. I think we might see him stick with a Zeri from here on out. It's looking pretty clean. He's already at 2 items and boots. Yeah, I'm not sure what the next objective will be. I mean, we've got 40 seconds on the Otacon. I'm not sure if Targon will just want to head straight to it, but we do have pings from Matt and Dan down onto Chaffles. Dan, 4 levels down. This cocoon is really important, and it does not land. It will miss. Chaffles turns straight around. The ultimate out sends them both back. Actually, it's only Matt. Dan is here on his lonesome. And he's in a lot of trouble because Chaffles is just going to turn this around, and he picks up a kill as Oregon is there. That is not what Dan and Matt wanted. Huge play. That's 5-0-5, by the way, for this Poppy. He's kind of insane. Oh, the Glacial Prison misses. A stun here from Oreganon as the binding into the final spark. They're finding so much return damage. One more auto will be enough, and Miso will drop. Matt under tower, trying to just clear the wave, but Crispy and Chaffles kind of tanking this, doing whatever they want. Turret is about to drop, and they get another exterior turret here. Matt is it. Oh my gosh! The Demacian Justice is reigned, and to be honest, that was a lot more than I thought it would be. Crispy has to flash in. Cerelius is here, landing quite a bit of damage, but the charm misses, and Crispy will try and turn this. Cerelius with once more the dash over the wall. Gemsy with a flash in. They need to get just one more bit of damage down. It's a shutdown.
And it's shut down.
I mean, look at this though. Herald, the cross map play from Targon. I mean, this is okay. Chaffles and Crispy giving over their shutdowns is not good, but look at what they get because of it. They get a bot tier 1, plus they get the Herald charge on top side. They get all this pressure mid. Look at what's happening mid, as Minty is just shoving wave after wave into mid tier 2. So it's not the end of the world. Obviously, never great when you give over big shutdowns, right? But
that's close to 1,000 gold shutdown, I think, for Matt there.
Minty has to flash out here. Gemsy's trying to find it. Chaffles just missing with the ultimate. Nice little, smooth little side step from the boar.
And Crispy was cooking right there. You know, Gemsy just flashed on top of him, and then it was kind of over. But he had the fancy footwork.
I think the Elise is pretty much useless now at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're a cocoon bot now, right?
Yeah, so I really think that it's got to come from some of the other members. Cocoon will go way wide as Oreganon speeds up. Very difficult to hit a Cocoon onto a Zillion that's that quick. And look at Chaffles just rolling in here. Anybody that he's able to pin is going to be a kill, as Gemsy was in trouble for sure. Misa doing a really good job in keeping up in farm compared to Crispy. So
yeah, Cerelius just pushing top right now, trying to just continue getting gold. He's sitting at 2 items.
Oh wow, look at how far up he is in gold over the Lux. It's just that the rest of Targon is pretty far ahead. Top is actually fairly even. Matt's been able to secure a lot of top gold, but the jungle gap
that 1,000
is
gold
huge.
shut down on Chaffles did help.
Look at the bot gap too in terms of gold. 2,000 gold bot. So. But, you know, he's 6-1, and he's on Zeri, so that's kind of what you would expect. It's 1.5 items to 2.5 items here. We do see feats for Bandle City, so it's hard to evaluate just how much gold feats is. But third dragon or soul is up. Targon obviously would love to get this, and Aztec has a way in no matter what. He can always just go through the wall. But teleport in. Chaffles is going to be looking to try and make a play here. Miso stuck, and he will have to flash out. So already a pretty big summoner spell down. And now Bandle City, they might just try to get in, but it might be too little too late. That's Poppy ulti down. Zemji should have a way in. Matt is in. The silence down. The bullet time across. As look at the objective, but a huge Lux ult onto 3. It's 2 for 1 already. Gemsy is in onto the dragon. He secures the dragon with his dying breath, but Targon will dash forward. It's a flash from Chaffles and the flash out from Cerelius. All right, so 3 for 1. Gemsy with the ultimate jungle play secures the dragon with his dying breath.
But I don't care if I die. Miso's walking up too
Oh,
far.
Chaffle's
and
a
he's gonna die
huge
here.
stun.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just really no point to step up there. You don't have ulti to clear the wave. Just let him take that tower. Hold your inhib tower, which is now gonna go down.
This is I don't want to say that this is what we expected, but this is more along the lines of what I thought we would see out of Targon, right? Chaffle's having a much better game than he did in game one, and Crispy really showing up here now on the Zeri. I do think that the Zeri has been prominent enough that we might just see a band going forward. So pings down onto the Otacon. We are about 25 minutes in. Red buff is going to be secured, stolen away. There is a ward here, so Bandle City will see it going down, but I don't know how they can test. Cerelius is dead, does have teleport. I think it might just be an outplay. Dan might try something. Gemsy is running to this, so it looks like they're going to go for some type of play here as Chaffles is on the other side. Gemsy is in, and it's very deep. Gemsy is going to get a shot as the Impale goes down, but it's nice smite secured as the teleport in from Cerelius, so this might not be the worst angle for Bandle City, but that's a big objective that Aztec was able to secure. So that's two 50-50 smites that Targon has allowed, and they're 50-50 on those smites. Gemsy is dead though, and a beautiful dash over
from Cerelius.
Finds the pick, and he is able to dash out afterwards. So I still think Targon's fine to take this. That's Crispy in over the wall. 1v1 onto Miso. Cerelius spear rushing over as fast as he can. Lands the charm, but does not actually land the Q2. It's a double kill already from Crispy as he yeets back over. The dash in as Dan. He finds the shutdown. What a repel. 12-2 on the Zeri, trying to have his big pop-off moment. He does find three, I think.
You know what? Ultimately, they stopped the Baron from happening. Crispy, though, man, he's looking good on that Zeri. Right on top of Miso, saying, I'm just going to 1v1 you. Does eventually get caught.
I like the confidence here. I mean, when you're 9-1, why not? But yeah, huge confidence play to just yeet in over the wall. I don't even know what that ability is called. It's he's up in 10 seconds, so I'll let you know. When he skates in over the wall.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know that champion, dude. Spark
it's like
Surge? Spark Surge.
Yeah, Spark Surge, something like that.
Yep. All right, so we've got 2 minutes on Targon's Soul coming back up. They've got a 4.5k gold lead here. It feels
like it should be more than that. I'm surprised it's that close.
Yeah, it's big gold lead mid for Bandle City. So if you take away the mid gold lead, it's more like 7,000 or 8,000. So Targon is starting the objective, but Bandle City is here, and Cerelius and Miso are on the way. Half down already, though. Baron is being burned down to 5,000 HP. Gemsy is going to have his shot in over the wall, but the bullet time across, and Crispy has to get out. Cerelius whiffs with the charm, but a huge collective at Q2. Crispy goes down, and Bandle City will have a shot at this. Gemsy flashes over. Oregano, Minty on the other side of the wall. A big light binding is able to connect. The charm from Cerelius landing through. Minty, a double kill. That's a double kill from Cerelius, and the rest of Bandle City will look to push forward. Aztec, the only one remaining. Cerelius dashing over the wall. Dan, Gemsy, and Cerelius trying to bandle together. But Aztec in the 1v3 finds another. It's 3-4 already. Aztec a huge shield on the Skarner, and he will be collected. It's an ace for Bandle City as an all-out brawl at the Baron takes place. That all started with a big pick on Crispy.
An absolute pick on Crispy. That was crazy. Gemsy kind of got launched away from the Baron at first, but the rest of his team went in and forced Targon to answer that fight, and just really nice pick.
Potentially a game-saving pick for Bandle City. They're only down 2k gold now, and because of the timing of Dragon, it means that the next fight will be for Soul. So it's not for something as game-breaking as the Baron. Gemsy already is here, but Oregano with a nice early ward down, and they will secure the vision Matt trying to find a way in. It's a flash in onto Crispy, but that is going to be flash in, and it's look at this Poppy on the backline. Chaffles, Cerelius already down to about 60% health. Matt no flash, Crispy able to find this angle, and it looks like they might chase it down, but while Targon does this, this could be Bandle City trying to find a way to actually end the game. It's a chrono shift out as it's used in onto Crispy. Crispy will find that kill, so that's a big ultimate as Impale lands a nice Poppy ultimate as Chaffles is down. Miso on the backline trying to find the kill, but the shutdowns come across. It's a 4 for 0 as the last one remaining is Gemsy, as he was hit with that Poppy ultimate. Crispy and Chaffles and Minty and Oreganon, the Titans, all on the chase down as they leave their jungler back. Oreganon went for the flash. Oh no, the miscommunication. Chaffles had to take that one for himself. It's a clean, really clean ace. The way that they played around Bandle City, yeah, just honestly a mega outplay for Targon there at the end of the game, and a really clean way to end it as they are going to look to tie the series up. Dan and Matt will do what they can to try and even it out here. They're going to land a cocoon. Oreganon might drop here. He will go down, but that's soul secured. Crispy and Chaffles are on the Nexus. Minty hitting the Nexus as well. Cerelius in with a flash through, and Crispy is going to back out. Minty will drop. And so the Targon Titans will not actually be able to end it. And this is any time that you can keep your Nexus alive, you can potentially keep yourself in the game. So big play from Targon in order to secure the the soul Nexus, and the fight. And but yeah, I mean they're definitely looking like they've got to step up here. I mean it's still anything is possible, right? We could see a big ace into Baron into endgame. Targon, Aztec is pretty much alone here, actually, as a stun is going to come through, and they are going to chain a lot of this. The Impale out straight into... Oh, that's not the Impale, actually, but it's straight into the Poppy ulti. Charm down. The Glacial Prison hits Chaffles. They are just going to... Oh, really nice W timing. Will stop the Glacial, or the Arctic Assault. Yeah, Bandle City squarely on the back foot here. Miso on his misfortune, not looking as comfortable here. Only at 2.5 items at this point, where Crispy is on 4.5 full items, just about full build here. I think the Elise was an interesting pick. He's got 6 kills. It hasn't been enough to actually secure them much more than some mid-game picks. As Chaffles is looking, that is Spirit Rush used from Cerelius, so that is now on cooldown. As yeah, pretty much every jungle, anywhere that Targon goes,
Crispy can rest easy a little bit, knowing the Ahri can just pop onto the back line.
Yeah, Matt and Dan trying to position, but Targon has...
They're just looking to go for an end here.
Yeah, I mean, Targon's got a big advantage here. They're just going to straight up look for the end. Cerelius was able to channel the back here, and so a big charm.
A big charm.
Minty is evaporated, so this will be a 5 versus 4, but look, it's already halfway down. The Nexus only about 70% HP, so pay attention to the Nexus health. As one more charm lands, this one is on to the Poppy. Chaffles at about half. We have to pay attention. Why can't I click on the Nexus? That's already Matt in. Matt will go down. So it's a 4 for 1. Another charm landing, but it might not be enough as the ultimate from Crispy comes out. It's a double kill for Crispy. This could be his moment. Miso in onto the backline. It's a triple kill for Crispy. Crispy looking for the plays. It's going to be one more. It's a quadra kill. One more out. Will he get it? He won't. Cerelius will land the charm. That would have been the penta. And instead, the inhibitor respawns. They can't finish it. They can't finish the Nexus. Wait, mid inhibitor is not up. Why can't they hit the Nexus? Oh, I've got a visual bug here. It looks like the inhibitor towers are back. So Cerelius landing another kill. Chaffle's trying to find the play here. That is the ace. Okay, so these towers are back, so that's what's happening. But they can't hit them. It looks like it's a bug. Yeah, very odd moment happening here as Oreganon has about 12 HP and he gets killed with a Strikebreaker
said no.
proc. How did the game not end?
So what is happening? Are the
Yeah, so the Nexus towers have respawned, but
and
it
they had no
looked
minions, so they couldn't hit
it
them, or they
looked
just couldn't hit them at
yeah,
all.
it looked like they were not targetable. So it looked like they needed the minions to actually deal the damage, which for sure. Holy solo bolo by Minty! Oh my gosh, Dan is deleted.
Jeez, Dan said, "Okay, I'm just gonna go back to base now."
But are inhibitors up?
Not on my screen.
No, they're
Really.
not. They're down.
Mid inhib's about to come
Mid
back
is
up.
about to come back up, but no, they're down. So yeah, I think it's just a visual bug on the Nexus towers. We'll have to wait and see. You know what the players actually say here, what the actual bug is, but it's in on a Baron as Targon will look to close out this game. They've got about a 6k gold lead, 5.5 roughly, but they've got the soul again. Hard to place some monetary value on soul on Otacon. Gemsy with the glacial prison over the wall. Nice little attempt, but pretty half-hearted here as Bandle City. Probably tucking tail, thinking about what's going to happen in Game 3. I will say, if Targon wins this game, it's not a best of 5 anymore. It's a best of 3, and anything can happen in a best of 3. Targon looking to push for the end here. I've liked the Skarner. You know, we talked about it. We said this is the Aztec champion. It's got such a bad win rate. He's shied away from it as the season has gone on, but he just plays it so well. And I love the confidence to go ahead and pick it up here in Game 2.
This Poppy.
Oh, a flash
really
engage onto Cerelius. The Zanyas comes out just in time. Matt is in on the backline. The final spark across 2 as 3 go down all at the same time. And it will be the Dan, last one alive. He will drop. It's a clean ace. And Targon Titans, they even up the series. They break one back against the Buckaroos. It's 1-1. And we go to Game 3.
Aries.